Hey everybody, this is Pete and this is
Jule.
and we're here for another Sunday afternoon on the back porch. Disney edition. All our editions are Disney editions. I don't know why I even say that. But we're going to be talking Walt Disney World again today. I know you're probably saying there are other options. Not really. But, you know, a long time ago somebody said, write about what you know about. And I'm going, okay, but I'm going to video about what I know about. So, we're going to talk about things that you should do. And I say should, but we were going to title it as must do. However, not everybody's the same. And we're going to be talking about first timers, multi-timers, and just families and things, because we've done a lot of stuff. And have we done it all? No.
Not even close.
We have, we're not going to be talking about stuff we haven't done. Okay? We're going to be only talking about things we have done and we think that you would enjoy.
Yep.
We were going to say 20. I think we both narrowed it down to 10 apiece. I got 13. I'm an overachiever. But we're going to just kind of trade off on each other. And if we both have it on here, we haven't looked at each other's. Oh, that'd be even no. So I'm going to start off with ladies first. What's one of the must-do things or should-do things that you have on there?
Well, my first one is trying a new resort or hotel.
Okay.
Don't get stuck in the same old rut just because you've stayed somewhere and you do like places. I mean, there are always places that we like better than others, but just don't get stuck too much in that. Make sure you try a little bit of something new. Maybe maybe you're having a bigger group than you usually do, or maybe you're going this time and you're celebrating something. Don't be afraid to try a new resort. It can even be a new hotel. Because we have, there's a military hotel or Shades of Green for those people who've been in the military with a bit of a discount or are in the military. Yes. Then there's also hotels. There's ones near Disney Springs that are sort of lining that street, and they are sort of good neighbor hotels. They're ones that Disney kind of requires them to be at a certain standard for them to consider them Disney hotels. But just don't be afraid to even try those, because those a lot of times have other options. They have trams or places or ways to be able to get to Disney. A lot of them they'll take you to Disney, and you'll be able to sometimes even have extra magic hours depending on where the hotel is. Some of them even have some extra magic hours.
Yeah, if they get the same benefits.
Yeah. So it just depends, but be willing to try it, because you have a different financial situations, family group styles, occasions. All those things can play into what you want to get. And make sure, if you're asking somebody to plan a trip for you, you let them know what is most important. Is it the look of the hotel? Is it your financial situation? Maybe you're having a special occasion and you want somewhere specific. Maybe the person that you're sending or you're taking with you wants to have a certain look. Maybe they're more into a nautical theme than you are. That's okay to be able to try something new and test the waters a little bit. So, yours?
Actually, my number one was stay at a Disney resort. And I'll go along with Jule and say there are some good neighbor resorts that I really kind of consider Disney resorts. However, if you're talking about Disney resorts, you're talking about the ones that are on property
and are themed
themed, very good,
much like Disney.
Yeah. And there are technically there's 4 categories of Disney resorts. There's um, value, which are your all-star sports, music, and movies. You have Pop Century, and included in that is Art of Animation. Now,
Don't get into the specifics, dear.
yeah, I'm not. Well,
I
I'm
know.
just saying. Usually, if you're talking about transportation, pop, and Art of Animation, do you have a little bit more than the all stars?
We'll talk about
Okay.
resorts another
Okay.
time.
We will. Okay. But I'm just saying that Disney Resort, it's always fun. It's themed. You do get some benefits from staying on site.
Yep,
Okay.
I agree. You do. We just don't. I know us, and we could get talking about one resort for a while.
Oh, I wasn't talking about one resort.
No, but I'm just saying, if we get to talking about each and every resort,
Well, I was
and
just
all
going to tell them
those
about the
specific-
different.
You're
the
fine.
thing. Okay, and I am coming back. They also there's the moderates, and they're a little more in price, but they do have a little bit better food choices, I guess.
Yes.
For lack of better terms,
Yeah.
that most of them have a sit-down table service type.
Yeah.
Not just a
Right.
food court. And then you have your deluxes.
Oh, yeah.
And those are the ones that are usually right there, close to all the parks, and they cost more.
Oh, no.
And then you have your DVC deluxe villas and stuff that you can do, even if you're not DVC. You can also rent those specific resorts, and we'll on another day we'll probably talk about those. Okay.
The second thing I had on here is I think everybody needs to watch the Festival of Fantasy Parade at least once.
Oh.
The Festival of Fantasy Parade, it has a lot of, you have your old characters, you have your Winnie the Pooh and your Eeyore and Peter Pan and
Pinocchio.
Wendy and Pinocchio. You have all of the characters that you know, along with Mickey, of course, and Minnie, and Donald and Daisy, and Goofy, and Pluto. You have all those that you know, but you also have a lot of newer ones like Encanto, maybe you haven't seen, a little bit with Wish. Some of the
They're
new
not on
ones, the Encanto is.
No, not
She
for the
is.
Festival of Honor.
Yes, she is. Mirabelle's on there.
No, she's on the other. She's on the cavalcade. Yeah, she's not.
I
on
think-
No,
okay.
she's on the new parade that's coming up. But
Okay,
Yeah.
maybe that's what I'm thinking.
okay.
But we've got a lot of newer ones too. Plus we have all the princesses. All of them are included
Yeah,
in that.
yeah,
And
yeah.
so you want to be able to see all of that. So I think the Festival of Fantasy Parade and gives you kind of that overview of all of them and gives you a little bit, and it's really fascinating to watch how they've created that.
Yeah.
It's a one. I think you need to do it at least once.
Yeah. Ironically, who say I want to see this parade at least once every time that I go.
That's why I said once. I didn't say you had to see it every time.
I didn't have that on my list. I think it's a very. I agree with her. It is one of those dudes. As long as I don't want to say any attraction or that is a must, because sometimes they're not there. But I agree with her. I agree with Jule that the Festival of Fantasy you need to see at least once in your lifetime. It is a magnificent parade. It is. It is very cool. My
Number two.
is you need to go at least one time to either Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party or Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. Now, I have my preference, and I know my wife would agree with me on this one, is that the Christmas party is the better party. However, some people love Halloween, and that we just went on a very bad night. It was storming and stuff, so we didn't get the full effect.
You do have more storm warnings
Yeah.
closer to the Halloween time
Yeah.
than you do
Mhm.
around here when it
It's
comes
still
to Christmas.
it's still hurricane season.
Yeah, you still are in that.
Now the beginning of the Halloween party, I mean the Christmas party, is usually right like a week after the last Halloween party, which is usually on the 31st. Sometimes it's on the 1st of November.
Yeah.
But you see characters that you don't normally see.
You get
food.
Oh, yeah.
Food. Now, there's a cost to it. I mean, it's an extra. It's not something that comes with your price of admission. Now, the one thing is, on both of those parties, that you don't have to get a Magic Kingdom day, because you can go. You can start. You even though the party starts at 7, you can get in at usually at 4. So,
Yeah.
If you have a ticket to the party, so that's that. So, what's your number 3?
Number 3, I think you should get there are buttons that you can get go to any of the counters, any of the hotel front counters, any of those places, and ask for a button to celebrate. Like if you're celebrating something, if you're having an anniversary, if you're having a birthday for somebody, if you've just gotten married, any of those things, you can get those buttons, and those are free to use. So that's a good option for a free gift from Disney to be able to take back home. And they'll write on it, and a lot of times even draw a little Mickey Mouse or whatever. And the really fun part is the fact that the cast members all notice it. That's what the cast members are meant, that's what they do. They're supposed to notice it. But what we discover is that a lot of people, just like us, have seen those buttons many a time. So you have guests that a lot of times will tell you happy birthday,
happy anniversary.
They'll they'll let you know that they're noticing all that kind of stuff. So I think it's a fun free gift, but it's also something that I think if you do, it just makes the day a little more fun. It reminds you throughout the day, all the fun stuff that you've done. You know,
and you don't get a lot of free stuff at
you
Disney.
don't, and so
that's one of them that's really cool.
It may not be perfect, but it's an option, so it's fun. But.
Yeah. So yeah, those are really cool. I think we still have a few of ours.
We do. I know where one of them is.
And now, my next one is fireworks. I think you should at least see each of the fireworks shows one time. There now. I've seen some of them multiple times. Happily Ever After at Magic Kingdom. Epcot right now has, I think
I don't know what it's called.
I don't know what it's called anymore. They've changed it a few times. And then you have Fantasmic at Hollywood Studios. Whatever park you're at, you might, if you're going to be there at night, you might want to go see that. Now, if you don't like fireworks and stuff, it's also a good time to go and ride some of the rides. Okay.
And I was going to say, when you were saying that about the fireworks, I didn't know if you'd mention it too. There is a little, like a party sometimes associated with that, where you can have a little bit of he was talking about the extra little cost of parties. That's another cost of a party you can do, where you have like a dessert party while you watch the fireworks.
And you get a good viewing area.
Yeah, and you get a really good viewing area. So that.
And if you're a multiple time person and you want to see the fireworks still, and you don't care about a lot of the projections and stuff, there are other places to go see it. One of the best times I ever had was watching Happily Ever After from behind the castle. I didn't see the projections, but heard the music and I watched it. And there was a cast member there that was like, okay, and he was getting everybody hyped, and it was pretty cool. And it wasn't that crowded. So.
Okay. So number 4.
Yep.
Number 4, I think you need to eat at new locations. I know that can be scary. There are some of you probably out there that are like, I like my meat and potatoes, but I don't like anything mixed. I don't want anything new. I'm very anti mixing my food on the same plate even. And that's okay, because you can even do that there where you do it, like maybe you decide to eat at new locations, not necessarily new foods, but maybe you decide to eat at every pizza place on the property. You maybe pizza's your favorite thing and you're really not interested in changing that. Well, then just eat at every pizza place, but try pizza everywhere. Maybe you're a person that likes chicken, but you don't want to try anything else. That's fine. Try the chicken, every chicken restaurant or chicken dish.
Entree,
maybe
yeah.
in like Epcot. Maybe that's something you don't get to do. You know, and so don't be afraid to try, even if you're not going to try new food, try a new location for the food.
Right, yeah.
So with over 200 restaurants on Disney property, there's something for you there. I don't care if all you like chicken nuggets and grapes, that you're going to find food, I promise.
And to be honest with you, most restaurants know that there are picky eaters, so they do have
Oh yeah.
picky eater options.
Yeah, they do. They do.
One of the kind of a different thing, and this is more of a precise thing. I think one time, if not more, multiple times, you should see Hoop-de-Doo musical review. It's a restaurant and show at Fort Wilderness Campgrounds, and it's a great time. Now the food is, I mean, if you like chicken and ribs and shortcake, it's good.
And it's served country style.
Yeah, and it's family style too.
Family style, country style.
But it's a hoot.
Yep, it fits these North Carolinians. So, you know.
And we did take our friends when we went. One of the last times we went with a big group, we took them to Hoop-de-Doo, and they had a blast too. And they were from North Carolina, North Kakalaki.
Okay. Number 5, I say I'm a little like he was talking about, but I'm going to go in a little different direction. The idea of the festivals is great, but my favorite thing is I think you have to try at least one festival in Epcot. During the time with Epcot has the Food and Wine Festival, Flower and Garden Festival. It has the Festival of the Arts. It's got unique eats, really fun unique eats. There are some different. I mean, we had a pickle milkshake, folks. That was the weirdest thing I think I've ever eaten. And we got about 2 drinks in, and I'm like, anybody else want this? Wyatt did drink it all.
Wyatt liked it.
Wyatt drank it all. I think that's weird. I couldn't do it. It was too much for me. But I mean, we tried it all. We figured, and there are little booklets at the front usually for each festival, where they tell you kind of what's at the various kiosks or the little spots you're going to. And like you can pick out on the book, think, okay, I want to eat here, I want to eat here, I want to eat here. And then when you go by, you grab the stuff when you want it. And I said, and it's kind of fun just because like you might decide this time I'm eating dessert first. I'm going to have, I mean, you never know what you're going to get. And the entertainment is to die for during that time too, because there's some each festival has got some really unique entertainment, and you even have a festival of the holidays. So I mean, you're talking about like Christmas music. I mean, who wouldn't want that, as well as peppermint gingerbread cake. I mean, come on, folks. Let me tell you.
We kind of talked about our festivals last time, but and I will agree, and I'm gonna when I do that, I had down festival dining, meaning eat at the festivals and eat out of some of those things. And as Jule said, I had it down here.
Yeah, that's okay.
As Jule said, you can get, you can go around the world and look at each of those things. You can get a dessert here, you can get a main course here, and that, and it's actually.
It's not terribly
better,
priced.
Better than if you went and did a sit down somewhere. Now you might have to be eating on a trash can,
which is the bad. I will recommend for that, if you can take a small TV tray, that's a smart move. Yeah. I read that somewhere, and I've not done it, but I think
we've never done it.
It's a very, very smart move to take a TV tray, because there are many times I think, man, I wish I would have followed what they told me to do.
Now, my actual number 5. I guess I'm on 5, right?
Well,
yeah, I
that's what I
did.
was saying,
I did
yeah.
hoop-de-doo. 5.
Unless you wanted to switch this
No,
to here.
I'm not even. I'll just skip that because I have multiple ones, and I figured that I was going to have.
Yeah, that's
something.
true.
Visit during the holidays if possible.
Yes. I agree.
And when I say holidays on this time, I'm talking about around Christmas.
But any of the holidays. I mean,
Any of the
Halloween has got some
any of the
beautiful
holidays,
decorations.
yeah, because especially at Magic Kingdom,
Yeah.
you have all the different. It's decked out in kind of the jack-o'-lanterns and
Oh my goodness,
other
there's
things.
pumpkins and jack-o'-lanterns everywhere.
Um,
And don't forget to look up.
Yeah,
folks,
look.
because
Yeah.
there's things on top of buildings sometimes.
But during the Christmas time, and this kind of piggybacks for the festivals at Epcot during the holidays, is the candlelight processional is. Oh,
Okay.
I'm sorry, I have it on here.
You have it a few times on that. That's what I'm saying. Are you going to use them all in one shot?
No, this is the only one because it is kind of
Okay, then go ahead and.
candlelight processional.
It was okay. You just had that's.
I'll explain it later. Go ahead.
Well, you can. No, you can go ahead and explain it.
No, but the candlelight processional is where a guest narrator, usually someone fairly famous. I mean, you have everybody from Neil Patrick Harris to.
I'm trying. I can't even think of all of them. Simu Liu was supposed to be there. Simu Liu.
Yeah, whatever she said. Usually they have some connection with either Disney, Marvel.
Yeah. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings.
Yeah, true. I mean, yeah. Whoopi Goldberg's done it a few times. Josh Gad. They've had other people. Brendan Fraser's done it the last couple years.
Yes.
So these are, and each of these people are famous for one time or another. But they narrate the Christmas story, the Nativity. And straight out of the Bible too. So, go ahead.
Okay. Number 6 for me is rest some during the day. Can I see?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
Rest some during the day. Don't forget to relax, because sometimes you really get yourself on overdrive and you don't even realize you haven't stopped, and you think, why are my legs hurting? Why is my body aching? And it's because literally you're dehydrated, folks. I'm not kidding you. It happens faster in Florida than you can even imagine. You won't even realize it's going to happen, and you pass out. Please don't pass out. No, but no ambulance wants to come get you. They love you, but they want you to have a good time. They just don't want to have to come get you. So
they will.
Yes, they will. But there's somebody always around you that has some medical know-how, always. But rest during the day. If that means relaxing on the hub grass, maybe taking a nap in the carousel of progress and the air conditioning, maybe charging your phone and you're in Epcot, you sit underneath with the chargers and cool off. Or sitting down with a cocktail at the Brown Derby Lounge. That kind of is outside and you can watch everybody go by. Or maybe even just going back to your nap and taking a nap in your room. But just take time to recharge. Don't forget it. Don't leave it behind. Don't think you're going to be able to do it all in one day, because you can't. We've done it for how long, and you can't do it all in one day.
No, can't.
Nowhere, no place.
I don't even think you can. I mean, there's certain parks that you need multiple days.
I think all the parks you need at least multiple days. I mean, maybe somebody don't need.
Maybe Animal Kingdom you're not right now. But.
No, I don't know. I think you even need multiple days. By the time you and I are
with the way it's.
You and I are in really good shape.
Yeah, well.
We are in very good shape. We both have, I mean, no, but realistically, we are in good shape. We see a lot of people who are in not very good shape.
True.
And so what we're saying to you is, don't overdo it. Don't think you can do it all. Don't, I don't know. I've seen people who were healthy who have passed out in Disney World. So, I mean, it doesn't take much. Just make sure you're getting that drink. Go ahead and sit down and relax and get water. That's the best drink I can tell you.
That's what I was going to
best.
say. Yeah, hydrate.
It is.
Go
ahead.
Okay, my next one, I'm kind of hesitant on this one. For one, some of them have changed. In the Magic Kingdom, there used to be a T-shirt that says "Ride the Mountains" in Magic Kingdom, and they were talking about Splash Mountain, Big Thunder Mountain, Space Mountain, and also I think they said Seven Dwarfs Mine Train is a mountain, one of the mountains. And by the way, am I hearing some thunder? I still say that. However, the mountains have changed. You have, instead of Splash Mountain, you have Tiana's Big Bayou Adventure. Big Thunder Mountain is closed for this year and getting revamped, and we don't know what it's going to look like when we gets back. You still have Snow White's Seven Dwarfs Mine Train and also Space Mountain.
But
those are all something that it's kind of like a rite of passage for those people. Most of them are, Space Mountain you might need a chiropractor after you're done. That's all I'm going to say. But that's something that if and some of them are like classic rides that you must do.
Yeah.
Especially Space Mountain and Big Thunder now, because
those are.
So, go ahead.
And I'm going to kind of piggyback off what you just said. And not only do you need to ride those, but you really need to take cues. Take the cues. We have to sometimes skip them because the wheelchairs just won't go through that section. But if you can take the cues to a lot of the rides, do it. Especially as they get newer, because there's a lot of things in those cues. We are... The cues for the Haunted Mansion in particular has a very good queue and really interesting things to see in that queue. It's very interactive there. You have the Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. That also has a really interactive queue. There's a lot of things for your kids to do while you're in it. And Frozen in Epcot has a very good queue. There's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of people, talking. Even a little bit with Pirates of the Caribbean, you've got a little bit of things going on. You'll see like skeletons playing chess in a corner or checkers in a corner, and you're like, I know who would win there. But so don't leave out the queue. Don't think I'm gonna get the lightning lane. That's better. Sometimes the lightning lane is better if you're really in that hurry. But sometimes it's fun to kind of just take a little bit of time or extra time on that ride. To be able to see some of those things. I will tell you, the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train in particular has got a really fun thing. You're spinning like these little barrels and you see movies on the ceiling, and it's so much fun to do.
Yeah.
I was watching the kids. They had a fascinating time the last time
I agree.
and I were there.
I agree with Jule on that because sometimes the queue is, for one, a time to, it kind of depends on how long.
I would pick, though, even if you only have one day, if you're going to, out of those, like the three I just gave you, pick one of them to go through the queue. Even if it's, if you want to go through Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, pick the queue in that one and go ahead and go through it, or one of them. Just pick one to go through. If you want to do Lightning Lane for everything else, that's fine, but pick a queue to take some time in.
Yeah. And there are times during it, and one of the things is make sure that you know how long wait times. Because sometimes you can get it to where it's a shorter queue time too. Again, like I said about the fireworks, if you're not into fireworks, sometimes those are the time to go through those queues. But my number 7.
Yeah.
7. Try a character meal.
Oh yeah.
That's
fun.
It depends on who you want to see. If you want to see the main original characters, Mickey, Donald, Goofy, you have Chef Mickey's and stuff. I'm not going to tell you which ones are you there. Do your research first. Talk to a travel agent if you want to, and they can help you out on that. But it's a good way to meet to interact with characters without standing in a line for a meet and greet. Now, a lot of times meet and greets don't have those huge of lines. Now the main characters do, and during that, so like if you want to go to see Mickey at in Magic Kingdom, it usually has a pretty big line. But the characters are kind of what drew you there. It's kind of fun to have and go and see them. One of the best ones, in my opinion, is Topolino's.
Yeah.
We did that one time, and they had a little dance party there too. A lot of times there. So
yeah.
You get to see the characters in different ways there too. Okay. Your turn.
Now that he ruined my number 8, that will be great. Do at least one character meet and greet, folks.
Yeah.
I think character meet and greets, I'm not saying it's an always, but I will tell you one of the best moments I think we had the last time we were doing it. We had gone actually to the Christmas party, and there are a lot of unique characters there. But Wyatt and I were standing and realized Santa Claus had no one standing in line for Santa Claus. There was no one there because there were so many other characters to see. No one was standing there, so Wyatt and I walked right up to Santa Claus and sat and talked to Santa Claus for about 10 minutes before the next person came along. So, I mean, sometimes you can get some of those fun moments, and I got some really good pictures of Wyatt with Santa Claus.
Yes, she did.
And so it's a whole lot of fun, or it can be a whole lot of fun. So take some time sometimes to maybe one, you have a character meet and greet that's not like I love Stitch. And so it can be kind of a little bit harder to find some of those things. And so that can be a little bit more fun, just kind of doing the hunt and search for some of those characters. Because, some of them, like Mexican Donald, you have Donald dressed in Mexican...
over in Epcot.
And it's a whole lot of fun.
Oh, I've been there so many times.
It's so fun. Yeah, and that's
an
easy one.
I do it.
That's an easy, that's a character, that's not a long line.
And the one thing is that... you can go in those and you don't have to pay for the thing. You can give them your phone and they will take a picture with you and the character, and and they'll still do it. So yeah, I agree with you.
Okay,
that's a good one. Okay,
8.
Is that okay?
He
already did 8 and 9. I've already done.
So go on.
I'm gonna do what I have for 10, which I said was going to be it, but I have a few more.
Go ahead.
Splurge on at least one table service meal.
Yes.
At whether it's at a park or whether it's at Disney Springs, or at the hotel. Splurge at least once. One is that it gets you off your feet. Kind of like Jule said, to take a rest.
It's okay to rest.
It's there, and there's so many good ones at Walt Disney World. Now, as I said, splurge. It's because it usually is going to cost you more. There's going to be, for you first timers, there's going to be a sticker shock. I remember the first time we went as a family and ate at the Crystal Palace, and I looked at that bill and I was like, now, I kind of expected something, so I wasn't like I couldn't pay, but it was kind of a shocker, and I'm glad we were only going to stay one night. Let's put it that way. So, that was one of those things. Now, I'm not going to get into dining plans and stuff, but you might want to know how you eat as a family to determine whether the dining plan's worth it and stuff. But a good table service meal is worth it. Now, like I said before, Hoop-de-Doo is one. You might want to do another one because they're not all like Hoop-de-Doo.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be great if they were though? Okay.
No.
Go ahead.
Okay, number 9. I think this is one of those you get one time when you go. I don't think it's an every time thing. But get the photo pass occasionally, or occasionally when you go. It's not a necessity, but I will tell you, you get some fun photos. They are willing to do some unique photos. Now, you do have to pay, I think, a little bit more, do you not, for the... I'm not sure on that.
I don't think so. I think
That's
they
part of
will
the
do
photo
it.
pass
I
package?
think so.
Okay.
If you ask them, do you
To
have
do a
any
magic
mag
picture.
shots?
You can,
and stuff
yeah,
you
you
can,
get
know.
some magic pictures.
I never
and
have done that though.
we haven't, but I'm like, I do know that we've had the photo pass before, and I'll be honest, that was a whole lot of fun, because you don't realize where all those photos, some of them are even being taken. You don't even realize sometimes you're getting multiple photos of something.
And you get, if you have it, you get like all the ride pass, all the ride photos and stuff are included.
You get a lot of different photos, and it's just kind of, it is a unique thing. And if you can get the magic shots, that's kind of fun too, especially if maybe you've got somebody, again, you get somebody celebrating something, or I'll tell you now, a married couple, there's a lot of really cute photos they will do for that. A lot of magic ones that are really sweet for that. So I think the photo pass can be worth it, but I wouldn't do it every time. It's one of those I would do occasionally.
To be honest with you, okay, here's the deal. Not everybody in your party needs it.
Nope.
Now, the three of us, Wyatt included, have annual passes. And one of the add-ons to the annual pass is the photo, all the photos. I mean, you can get, it's basically the photo pass. What used to be called Memory Maker is now the photo pass. And only one person in your party needs it. And one of the reasons why I have it is for those character interactions.
Well, and you get your picture taken then too,
and I get in it.
You get in it. The photographer.
I'm not just not just that person. And it was, an extra, and it's good for the whole year. And when I renewed it, I renewed it. It wasn't. I mean, it used to be, as I said, it used to be something called a memory maker that basically got you a year's worth of all your photos if you were there multiple times.
I agree with
that
you
was a little bit more. I'm going to go to my next one, which is you should visit Disney Springs.
Oh, yes. And that's a free one, folks. You don't have to have any kind of ticket to get in there. That's like a shopping area.
It's free to go and get into. It's not free to leave because you're going to be spending some money. No, but I agree.
But it is.
You could go and walk around and see all the stuff, and there's lots of stuff there that you can go. You don't have to actually buy.
I mean,
however you do eat.
There are,
and some of the best restaurants in Disney are there.
Got Christmas trees at Christmas time.
Oh,
they have themed Christmas trees all through there, and you can get some absolutely fantastic pictures.
And it's called the Christmas tree stroll that they do.
Oh, it's
and it
so
used to
cool.
be in one little area in there, but now they're all themed Christmas trees all throughout Disney Springs, which used to be known as, for you old timers, used to be known as Downtown Disney. And there are just so many little things there.
And no, there's no Paradise Island thing.
I know.
Either.
And then there's,
I mean, you do have all that gone.
You do have still some nightclubs there. You do, but not. Well, I wouldn't really call them nightclubs. But you have a bowling alley there. You have the House of Blues there. You have a movie theater there.
I mean,
you have, and again, some of the best restaurants on property, in my opinion, are there.
They have some really good stuff there.
And a lot of cool shopping. Some of the stuff. Now, if you see something at the Emporium in Magic Kingdom and you say, oh, I wonder where, chances are you could find it at somewhere in Disney Springs also.
Yeah.
Most places have that thing. Okay, I'm going to add this to it. If you want to know if a shirt or a dress or whatever comes in a different size than they have, they can check, the person who's there at the store can check whether it's at any of the other stores around property. I've had that happen. I've had somebody from Disney Style look it up for me, and I found out that it was at the Co-op
on the other side
of Disney Springs, in the size that I needed. So That's another good thing about it. Plus, they also have a Christmas store, an art store.
And if you're interested in the Irish, which is coming up tomorrow.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty
Raglan
busy.
Road.
Raglan Road, which is
the Irish pub.
Which is one of Jule's favorite restaurants. It's a good restaurant. I'm not saying
they've got
it's not
entertainment.
but tomorrow will be pretty hopping. It's probably hopping all weekend.
They have since the 14th. They've had live entertainment every night.
That's my 9.
Okay, and this is 10. My last one, if you want to turn that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. I would tell you to look around if you're in a Disney resort, look around. Don't let things pass you by. Look around the room really carefully. See if you see characters, and sometimes they're literally like the headboard will have little Mickey Mouse ears and you won't even notice it because you're busy putting stuff away or putting stuff down and you're not looking through everything. Sometimes it can even be the baseboard on the wall because sometimes the baseboard or the wallpaper will have it in there. So look around your room, look around at the carpets in particular because a lot of the carpets have stuff in them.
Find those hidden Mickeys.
They are the hidden Mickeys, a lot of them. Also look around the lobby in particular too. The lobbies in the restaurants in the hotel in a lot of cases have some hidden Mickeys and some just hidden characters in general. So I will tell you, and I'll tell you at Christmas time in particular, all the resorts usually have something in their lobby. I mean, we commented the last time, there was a little, it was like a little train and like house area.
Over Boardwalk.
Boardwalk, yeah.
Boardwalk, or was it?
Yacht Club.
No, it was either Beach Club or Yacht Club, yeah.
Beach Club, yeah, I don't remember. I don't remember which one it was. But I just know that we had the train there, and I said that was fun, and you could also, they were selling, was it? Gingerbread, that's what it was.
At Grand Floridian. Grand Floridian has a house that it's actually made out of gingerbread during the holidays.
So definitely, folks, check out your resort. Don't think that there's nothing to see there. I've seen this a million times. I don't need to go again. Sometimes you'll find, and I'll tell you another one. Polynesian has got nooks and crannies everywhere. The Polynesian and Animal Kingdom Lodge both have nooks and crannies in places. You think I'm gonna go to grab a drink here at the bar and then I'm gonna go sit somewhere quiet, and you think you round a corner and nobody's there and it's a little cove.
I would say Wilderness Lodge too.
Yeah, there's a lot.
All of them, them have it. Whether it's value or budget. Now, actually, my last one is 2 and 1. I have it, but they're all kind of related. The first part of it is that if you're at the Animal Kingdom, you should do the safari.
Yeah.
You will, and if you get a chance, do it early in the morning, because the animals are awake and alert and enthusiastic.
Yeah.
Alive, alert, and awake. Yeah. Okay. You can see lions.
Tigers and bears.
No, actually, no, not tigers and bears.
I like that. I'd rather do it that way. Lions and tigers.
But giraffes. Elephants.
There's so much. There's
so many things. If you look closely, you can see Timon and Pumbaa.
I was gonna say
cheetahs.
You also, I will tell you, the person that's driving it, is usually, kind of humorous and will tell you some facts about the wildlife you're watching. So I say it's one of the biggest zoos in the world.
Well, yeah, and it's really not. They
called it a zoo the last time we were on it.
Oh, did they?
Yeah,
oh, okay.
They did.
Wow. Okay. And with that, there's little trails, walking trails later. Okay, but that's not what I was going to say to kind of end this. Visit the attractions that had Walt Disney actually helped out with. Now, Walt Disney World was built after the death of Walt, but Walt was always thinking, and there are some things that Disneyland has that Walt Disney World has. But I'm thinking like the Carousel of Progress, which was made for the 1964 World's Fair. I'll even say it, Small World. I think if you go to Disney World and only one time in your lifetime, you should go and ride It's a Small World. Now, from what I hear, and I can't tell you, is that
You'll sing it for a
it's
lifetime.
better. Yeah, you will. It's better at. It's more true to the original at Disneyland. However, if you don't have that chance to get out to California, you should see Disney World. That. And also, I'm going to say the Tiki Room, because that's kind of where we get a lot of the animatronics that we had today, and also
Yeah.
Hall of Presidents.
Yeah.
That's
You're
it. That's all. That's all I'm going to say. You have a magical day. Love you. Bye-bye.